This is Jupiter. He is a 7-month-old Maine Coon kitten, and it is spring. A mat-free coat is essential to the health and happiness of your Maine Coon friend. In this video class, you'll learn how to keep your cat's coat in top condition and how to remove mats without causing discomfort. We'll cover the basics of grooming, the tools that you'll need, and techniques on how to remove mats and tangles from your cat's coat. Whether you're a new Maine Coon owner or you have some knowledge, this video will help you, provide you with the knowledge that you'll need to maintain a beautiful, healthy, and happy coat for your feline friend. Okay. This video is a long form class. I did this video originally as a live stream, so I have not cut any of that part out. You can skip around the video, that's fine. There is a transcript at the side as usual with YouTube, and there is a Q&A at the end of it where people are asking me questions, and some people did ask me how I clip my cat's nails, and so I did add at the end a little tutorial on how to clip cat's nails, as well as some bloopers from doing this part of the video because I was filming with a kitten and he created a lot of havoc.
Button. Okay. Good morning, everybody. I was asked to do a little tutorial on how I groom my Maine Coons and how I keep the mats down. And so this video is for you if you have a Maine Coon, if you have a long-haired cat, if you Belle is in my lap right now waiting to be groomed. She actually really loves it. If you tend to use a squirt bottle pretending that your cats don't get on the counters when you're not at home, and try to encourage them to stay off the counters while you are at home by using the squirt bottle, you probably need to think about not using a squirt bottle, and B, maybe change some of what you're doing, but I'll show you why in a minute. So we are now live, and I'm just kind of wondering where it's showing up. Kind of getting everything together here. And so let's see. Here we are. Yay. Goody. Share. Sorry, I'm going to try to copy this link and share it over to Facebook, which just decided to disappear on me. All right. Hi, Bluebell. Okay. There we go. It's kind of thinking about it. Okay. There's that. And are you going to go down for a minute? Are you going to go down for a minute, you think? Okay. I'm going to keep you in my lap for just a second here while I figure this whole thing out. All right. Yay. There we go. I'm going to write, we are live. Okay. Well, that's probably the rudest thing I've ever done, but here I am. Hey, hi, welcome. It just says Facebook user, so I don't actually know who is here. Yes, I just shared it to Best. So yeah, that was a great thing to remind me of. Thank you. All right. So here we go. First of all, this is Bluebell, and she is a 4-year-old Maine Coon female. She's a silver patch tabby and white. And to be quite honest, I've been doing this with her for her whole life because her coat is really fine. So pulling her hair is like pulling your own hair, and it hurts. So I try to be as gentle as possible, and she mats up quite easily. Excuse my hair, it's kind of a mess right now, but it's longer than I normally have it. All right, so here we go. First of all, I want to show you the stuff that I use so you can kind of gather your tools together. You need a Maine Coon. Present. All right. You need a brush, a comb. I use this kind of comb because the teeth roll and they don't grab onto the coat. It's I learned this when I was first beginning to show, and I really like these rolly teeth combs because of it not grabbing the coat. You're going to need a little flea comb, and why is that? Because with Belle, because she gets such fine little mats, especially underneath her arms here, front legs. I need to separate those hairs as best as possible. So a little fine tooth comb is really good. And you're going to need a seam ripper. As you can see, I use my seam ripper like that. And I'll show you how to use that in a minute. And just as an in-between thing, this is my nail clipper, and I use a nail clipper. Okay, so that's the tools, and then the products that I use. First of all, I learned this way back when I first began to show in like in early 2000s. This is called Show Sheen. Let me see if I can. My camera is opposite of what I'm doing, so it's a little bit tricky. There you go. Show Sheen. It's a horse product. It's for mane and tail, but it is a detangler, and so that's kind of a really important product. I do not use it from the bottle. I put it in a little bottle, and which is what prompted my comment at the beginning of this video, if you saw it. I do not use spray to discipline my cats, and I never think that when I'm not at home that they are not going to get on the stove or the countertop. I don't delude myself like that because they're cats. So there is, hi, good afternoon. Somebody is here. It's afternoon for them. This is morning for me. So, and then I use cornstarch. This is just your basic, I'll get it pretty soon. There we go. Cornstarch. And I put it again in a little smaller container so I can easily pour it into my hand. Bluebell is not one. What I do not use are Q-tips. I never use Q-tips. I don't want to deal with ear problems and vet problems at all. And what I do not use are scissors. I never use scissors on my cat's coat, ever. And I'll show you why. Come here, boo-boo. This is, if you can see this is a cat's hair. Right there. This is a cat's skin. Not only is it really loose, it's also very flexible. So if you pull out a knot in order to cut it with a pair of scissors, you are really in danger of cutting their skin. So don't do that. Don't do that. All right. So the first thing I do is, of course, start with a combie. Hi. Oh, Alfie will be here in a little bit. Yeah. Okay, I start with a comb and just kind of comb the big loose stuff off. And as you can see, hey, I got a tweet. Oh, I'm going to turn that off so it doesn't annoy me. All right. So I just comb through, and it's kind of hard to see because here we are. Come here, boo boo. Come here. Here we are. Here. Alfie. I'll go get Alfie in a minute because I want to show how that I start early. Alfie is a 5-month-old Maine Coon kitten. So I just kind of comb through. And as you see, Bluebell is pretty used to this. She's been doing this part her whole life. And then I reach a little potential mat. So my very first thing to do is to grab the seam ripper. And I know, so here it is. The point is up, and I go in to the mat and out away from the skin, into the mat and out away from the skin. Never, never, never do it toward the skin at all, because you're going to, you have a potential again of hurting the skin. So the very first thing I do, if I have, and find the mat, the beginning mat again. She's such fine hair. All right, we'll start over again here. Okay. All right, right there. These are just baby mats because I do this all the time with her. I mean, sometimes in the spring she gets really big mats. So I'll put my thumb right on the base of the mat. So I have no chance of hurting her at all, her skin. And I go in to the middle of the mat at the beginning of it and out, in and out. I don't know if you can see that. All right. Here, let's see. I'm going to try to get up a little bit so you can see it better. Okay, good. Now she's on the other side and I have to find a different mat. Hi, baby. Okay. Yeah. Holding her up and trying to do this at the same time. You normally do this on my lap and it's easier. So I'm searching for a mat with my fingers. I find one right here because this is underneath her front legs are usually where they end up. And I go right into the mat and out, into the mat and out. I never, never, never go all the way down to the skin because, again, you can really damage the skin. Hey, now she's being a little bit. Now, if I find under here is normally where she gets the mats that really clump up, and especially, like I said, right in the spring and in the fall, she gets those big, huge mats that just clump and gather right near the skin. And hey, baby. Hey, baby. I know. So this is where this comes into play. Wait a minute. You're stuck on my sweater. There we go. Okay, here. Go right there. There. We're going to make you a star, okay? Okay. Now, so this is a squirt bottle, and if you use a squirt bottle for discipline on your cats, they're going to not like this very much, but I don't. So she's, like I said, she's used to it. There's a little mat right there. I just did a little tiny spray of Shoshin right in there, like that. And then I take the cornstarch and I sprinkle a little bit into my hand, just a little bit, not much. We're not putting a whole bunch of crap on her coat. There, like that, and work it in. And then I just give her a good loving, let it dry in there a little bit. All right. Okay. Like that. Okay. I'm just going to let it dry a little bit, let it set, because it is a detangler. So And just kind of give her a nice little brush to see if there's any other mats around. Like I said, she has this really fine fur. There. Like that. See? Come here, Luna. Okay. There. All right. All right. Now we'll go back to, since it's had time to set in there a little bit, we'll go back to the mat. It's right underneath her arm. Yeah, call it an arm, whatever. Okay, and I'm going to find it with my fingers, and it should be dry. And then like I said, I put my thumb on the base of the mat. So if I'm hurting anything, I'm hurting my own hand. And then I put the seam ripper up and I make it come out, and I make it go on up, and I make it go out into the middle of the mat. And then I spread it like that. And that really helps her not save up any mats for later, so that she's not getting those big clumpy mats. Baby, you know you're such a good girl. Look at you. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that was it. It got spread. Probably didn't see a whole lot but here it is. Let me see. Can I have your hand again? There. There. That mat is completely gone. I just worked it through with my fingers. The detangler really helps. And then you just kind of get the basic part of it gone with the seam ripper. And then you take it and you just gently pull it apart like that. If you have a bigger one, you do the same exact thing, only it takes a whole lot longer. She has a lot of patience because I've been doing this with her for a long time. Yeah, cotton coat for sure. But yeah, so that's really because she gets mats so often. She's been she's like, okay, put me down now. There. Oops, I'm brushing my own sweater. There. Okay. Yeah. And that's really the way that I do it. I'll show you how I start my kittens out with doing this. So she obviously is relatively relaxed. Normally I do this on my lap and she just stays there. And then I'll take the time when I'm letting it set, when I'm letting the mixture set, I'll take the time to just look at her nails and see if she needs to have her nails clipped. You're done? You're finished? All right. Okay. I'm gonna let her out. Run! Now let's see. I'm gonna see. Do you guys have any questions about just that part? Because I'll show you next how I work with a kitten. And see, I did get a couple of mats out, so that was just by working it out and combing it. I think the biggest thing for a cottony coat like that is patience. You just have to really comb through it and be very careful and make sure that you're not, if you ever use scissors on your cat's coat, throw them away, or make your partner tape them to the underneath of your drawer. Hide them from yourself. Don't use them. And then also just make sure that you're going away from the skin. You're going into the middle of the mat, not down near the, let's see, there we go. Not down near the skin like that, but into the middle of the mat, up and away like that. So the only thing that will ever get poked, because you're going to hold that mat, even if it's a big mat, you're going to hold that mat away from the skin with your fingers, so that the only thing that will ever get poked if you go down too far are your own fingers. And yeah, it does hurt. I've done it before. So you just go into the mat, up and away. And what I do for a big mat is I start from the top and do some separations, and then I go down. So it'll start from the very top and loosen it up, and then go down, 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 and then try to loosen it up from the top down, so that you're not having to take that whole mat and making big bald spots on your cat. Let me see if Alfie's ready. Alfie, you want to come over here? Come here. Come here. Dobby's decided to come instead. Come here, Dob. Come on. Come on. Hi. Come on in. You want to be a movie star? All right. So Dobby is the cat that I'm showing right now. And he's gotten used to baths and stuff like that. So again, it's not really a fair estimation of how a new cat to this would act. But I'm going to show you anyway. Come here. Here's Mr. Dobby. Here he is, Dobby. So he's like, what is going on? He doesn't actually get mats in his coat, but I do check underneath his paws like that. And I do check on his, here, let's see. Can you get up here so that everybody can see you? I do check on his butt like this. This is, and see, he's stretching out his leg. He's pretty much used to me doing this. So like that. Is the thumb gets struck? Sometimes, yeah, sometimes I struck my thumb, but you know, I'd rather strike my own thumb than hurt the cat. So I'm going to move him on this side, and I do the same thing for this side. I do the leg, and he'll just, there he goes. Here we go. Good boy. Good boy. Normally where Dobby gets his mats is in this tail. So I do a big, he stores everything in his tail. I swear to God, he has a grocery store in his tail. Yeah, I know. Look at that. Why are you keeping a piece of lint in your tail here? Look at that. I don't know what that is. Oh, you don't go outside. So there. Thank you. He's such a good boy. You got snot in your nose too. All right. So if you can get your cats used to this process, you can get, look at this. You can get them just to kind of relax during this whole process and let you detangle their mats. Me. Hey, baby. Hi, dog. Dobby. He doesn't care. Can I have your unders? Let me see. Oopsie, sorry. I didn't mean to drop you. There, like that. There. Let me see this one. Like that. Yeah, he doesn't have that cotton coat, so he doesn't end up getting mats. Thanks for showing up. Where's your buddy? Where's your buddy, huh? He's not going to move. Thanks, dog. You can go out. Where's your little guy? Where's your little buddy? Let me see if I can go find Alfie. I'll be right back. I don't know how else to do this. Alfie. Where are you, Alfie? Here he is. I know that was probably kind of rude, huh? Here we are on a live stream and I just walk away. Here he is. This is Alfie. He is a 5-month-old Maine Coon kitten. Here we go. Let me see. And here he is. He's a silver Mac tabby. No white. And these are the things that I do to get him kind of ready for being handled in the show hall and being handled for grooming. He has a really amazing undercoat. So I've been getting him used to doing some of this stuff. So first of all, I'll get him used to just being flipped over on his tummy and combed. And normally I'll kind of block the front legs so that they're up. Here, this is better. Okay. So I'll hold the front legs up here and just comb underneath like that. It helps him get ready. And now, right now, he's just licking me. Here. Right now, he's just biting me. Like that. And then I will actually, even though he doesn't have a mat, I'll get the spray bottle out and I'll get him used to getting a little bit of the detangler underneath his legs where he would get mats. And brush it in so that he doesn't think that it's a bad thing. Like that, right? When he hears the spray bottle. It's not a bad thing. If I need to discipline my cats, like learning to keep them away from the door, I don't use a spray bottle, as I said. Yeah, it is still live. Yeah. Yeah. And it's going to go on to my YouTube channel. So you can go back to the beginning and see how I do it. But what I was saying is I forgot what I was saying. As you can tell, he's been already handled quite a lot. And so when I start doing his grooming on his tummy and stuff like that, he just sort of hangs out right there like that. And he's good with that. So, yeah, that's it. I think the hardest part to teaching a kitten how to accept handling is to just make sure that you do it a lot. You do it every day and expand their feet so that they get used to their feet being handled. Yeah, I know it. Give me kisses. You're a good boy. You're a good boy. Here he is, Alfie. This is Alfie. Yeah, I know. But so I know that was a very short tutorial. I even get over here and boy, here. This is good. See how I got his back leg, and I'll start handling his back leg, and I'll comb his back leg, because these are the places that you want to make sure that they're used to being handled, because these are the places that mat up. And if you're having a really hard cat to handle that hasn't been handled before, and that they don't like to be flipped on their belly. They really don't. So yeah. Yeah, I know. He is a sweet baby, isn't he? This is Stella's baby. This baby's going to Stella. Say hi, Mommy, Stella. Yeah, he's a good boy. He's a really good boy. Yes, he is. Yeah. Yeah. So just start handling them early. Start getting them used to being touched early. Start getting them used to having their nails clipped early. He's already got his nails clipped. I do them every Sunday in the morning. I didn't even think about it. But this is the time that I would do it. I would just sit here and kind of clip his nails like that so that he doesn't scratch. And he doesn't scratch other people, right? Yeah. that is pretty much it. Does anybody have any questions? What do you recommend for knots that have been there a while? Same thing, same exact thing. So if you have a knot that has been there, so let's say that this whole mess has been there a little while, and I didn't notice it developing, which is in the spring. It's like I could turn around and all of a sudden Bluebell has a mat underneath right in this area here. I get so frustrated. So same thing, I use the Shoshin, which is again this, I know it's kind of hard to see, Shoshin. It's a horse detangler, mane and tail detangler. I put it in a little tiny bottle, and it's a little tiny spray bottle, and I just get to the base of the mat, and I will spray into the base of the mat with that, just a little, like couple spritzes like that, and then I'll work my fingers right into that mat. Hi. And then I will take some cornstarch, and I will just a little bit. My camera is backwards, so I'm having a little challenge there. Little pinch, and I will work it into the mat itself, and then I will let it set. And when I'm letting it set, I will, because I don't want to be ripping the coat. I just want to be taking that mat out. So I'll let it set there. And while I'm letting it set, that's the time that I kind of take time to do his nail. I'll clip his nails a little bit like that, clip his nails, you know, like that. I just clipped his nails, so he doesn't need it. Or I'll clean his ears with a cotton swab. Never use a Q-tip on cats' ears. They do have deep ears, unless the vet tells you to. They do have deep canals, but you could really hurt them a lot if you do that. Just use a Q-tip on the outside with a little bit of water. And once it's set in there and I feel it's not wet anymore, I will take the seam ripper again, and I'll start at one end of the big mat, and I will take my thumb and put my thumb and forefinger at the base of the mat where the skin is, because once again, the skin on a cat is really flexible, and if you use a pair of scissors, you're going to cut that skin. You don't want to do that. So you're going to put the seam ripper, you're going to put it like that, and it's going to go into the top of the mat and away like that. Oh, he hears his buddy. Where do I get it? Okay. There you go. The Shoshin. Okay, there. The Shoshin I get at any farm store, any farm and fleet, or whatever you have near you that is a Tractor Supply, that kind of thing, that has horse supplies. This is a horse product, and you can get it. It's, I think the bottle is about $12 or $15, and this has lasted me about 2 years. So it'll last a while. It doesn't expire. There's no expiration date. Yeah, so 15. I paid $15 for this, and yeah, I've had it for a couple years. I use it on my show cats as well. So, and then I get these little bottles you can get at the dollar store for a group of 4 of them for $1.25 now. And then this is just normal cornstarch. You can get that at the store. I get it in big, huge things like this. It does come in smaller bits, but I use it a lot. So you want to do that. If you can't get that where you are for some reason, and then I put the cornstarch in a little tiny bottle as well, so I don't have to be messing with the big jar. If you can't get cornstarch for some reason, you can't find cornstarch, you can get baby powder, only baby powder that is cornstarch based. So do not get the other kind, because it is actually bad for cats. And this is the same thing. It has a little bit of scent to it, so I prefer not to use it because I don't really like my cats smelling a lot like baby powder. But This one, it says it's cornstarch based. That's what you want to look for if you're looking for, if you happen to find baby powder. This was at the dollar store. It doesn't have any other thing in it besides cornstarch. So this one doesn't smell like baby powder. I would try to find something like this if you're going to go with baby powder. That really, then if you're going to get a seam ripper, I get a bigger one so that I can actually handle it. If I'm into the middle of the mat and pulling out like this, I need to have a little bit of grip on it. So I get a little bit bigger handle, and you can get these at any fabric store. Yes, I can tell you again, the brushes and combs. So anyway, I think this one I paid like $12 for because I wanted a bigger handle, but they do have them for 99 cents. I lose those. So I wouldn't recommend them just because the cats use them as toys and then I lose them. But so let's go over the brushes and combs again. This comb is a round tooth comb. The actual teeth in the comb will rotate, and that's a really good thing because when you actually start combing the coat, it doesn't grab onto the coat. It just will comb through the coat, and it might get a little bit stuck, but then you can work it through it with the rotating comb. I never use a brush on my cats, even if they do have that cotton coat, because it rips the coat. And yeah, I never use a furminator ever, because that actually has razor blades in it, and that rips through a coat too. If you get to a point where you've gotten a cat that has so many mats that you can't possibly slowly work through, then then I would look at getting a groomer to shave off, do maybe a small shave, and then grow it back from there. But you really don't need to rip through with a furminator. That's so bad for the cat's coat, and then it will keep being damaged. So yeah, this I'm not trying to advertise any particular brand, but I did just get this at Petco. I don't get any money for that. I just want to let you know where to get the stuff. So that's a nice round tooth comb, and I use it for all of my cats, all of my Maine Coons, even if they have a fine coat or not. And then the second comb I use is a little flea comb. I use one with a little bit longer handle. You can get them really, really small, but I like to, they are great combs. Yes, I agree. I like to get a little tiny flea comb because with cats that have cotton coat, you want to really be able to separate those hairs. You want to be able to really gently separate those hairs. And again, the way to do that is to put a little bit of cornstarch in that and just work the cornstarch in. Just really it does take time. And I know it's easier to rip that mat out, but overall their coat will be much more healthy, and you'll be much more happy if you don't have this cat with big patches of missing coat. And they'll be much more happy because they can keep what their coat does for them is insulate them. It can take up to a year to grow their coat back in. And it's not something that I recommend. And here's the reason why. So both hot and cold, a Maine Coon has a very double layered coat. I have fur flying all over the place. And so in the winter, they use that double layered coat to stay warm. And if they're inside, they also use it as a regulator, a heat and cool regulator, so that they keep their body temperature the right temperature. And in the summer, they use that coat to stay cool because they will pant. But if your Maine Coon is panting, it's a medical issue, not not to keep cool like dogs. Dogs will pant to keep cool, but Maine Coons, if they are panting, it's because they're having an issue. They don't they don't pant to keep cool. So they do keep cool with their coat. Hey, Cindy Lou, how are you? Nice to see you. So you don't want to cut their coat. You really don't want to cut their coat off. And if you really need to, because all of a sudden in the spring they have these huge mats because they are shedding that undercoat and getting ready for the summer and getting their really looser undercoat for the summer, and they have shed all that winter coat out and they all of a sudden just clumped up and you really need to get them shaved. It's going to take them at least a couple months to get some nice little coat back, but it's going to take a year to get their full real coat back. And I had to do a shave on one of my cats, Maddie. I called her Maddie because she matted up all the time. She had that really cottony coat, and I was on her every single day, just really getting all those mats out. But about 5 years ago, she had surgery, and I didn't want to pick at her mats while she was recovering from surgery. So I ended up having to, after she was recovered, I had to get her shaved, and she never got her real full coat back. She was older, so I would say that I would be really careful about doing that whole full lion cut that people seem to like, because Maine Coons do temperature regulate with their coat. Does anybody else have any questions? Because I think that is all I have. I just wanted to show you a really quick little groom and how I get some of the mats out. And I do stay on top of that every single day. And on Sundays, every Sunday, it's the day that I do the nail clipping, and so they get a really thorough all health check and nail clip and ear clean and everything like that. And maybe next week I can show you how I do the entire health check every week. You're welcome. Thank you, Jamie, for being here. I really appreciate everybody being here. It's kind of fun. So I think that is it, unless somebody else has some questions that they would like to ask. And I'm going to post this on my YouTube, and you can feel free to, look at it again and again, or make comments and, give it a thumbs down. I don't care. But at least it's there for a resource for you. I appreciate you coming, and have a really good day. Bye.
First of all, let's clean eyes. Okay, I'm not gonna kill you. Hi. Here. Okay. I know. I'm not gonna hurt your friend. I promise. I promise. Okay, there. Now, can I have the... All right, so the very first thing we do is kitty kitty. Okay, take the paw and expand or expand the paw so that it's just a little squeeze. You're not going to want to press down too hard, but you're going to want to see the nails pop out. And then we're going to clip just the tips of the nails. Clip every single one. Go to the next one after that. And clip. And I always tuck him underneath my arm. He's wiggly, but that's fine. And then clip. And then the hardest one to get to is usually this one over on the side. And so I will expand that a little bit, and then I will clip. And if I need to adjust his position to get to his other paw, so I'm going to the second paw now, and I'm going to do the same thing, but start with the inside nail. Oopsie, look at that. And just clip. And oopsie. Hi. I know it. You're fine. You're fine. Nobody's dying today. And a clip. And once, look at that. Oops. You're being wiggly. All right. And once the front ones are done, I think that the harder ones for everybody to do are the back ones. So I will, this guy always gets like stuff on his back. He's white boy. So I like to clean it up while I have him. And I hyperextend his leg a little bit, and then with the same hand, excuse me, I know, I press just like I did on his front ones, and then clip. He only has 4 on the back, so I know it. Hi. You get dirty back here. You're a white boy. All right. You have one more back here on this side. Yep. Let's see. We did 1, 2, 3. Let me see. Let's check. 1, 2. See, we missed that one. I knew we didn't get all of them. Oh, I got that one. Okay. I just get the tips off in the back. They have a cat tray, and they do a lot of scraping. Okay. And then this one, he does get a little bit. I know, look at that. Whee! You're fine. Good. I just want this one. It's your last one. So two more. There was only 2. I know. What are you storing back there? Two more. All right. All right. There. All right. Okay. That's good. Good job. That's it. 1, 2, 3, 4. We did it all. Well, maybe I didn't do that one. Okay, there. That's it. You're done. Are you dead? You think you're dead? Nobody killed you today. I didn't kill your friend. You're already done. Thank you. If you like this video, please subscribe and share the content with other people. It really helps me out, and it helps me have enough space to create more videos like this in the future for you. So have fun, and I'll see you in the next video. It's getting to be spring. Excuse me. A mat-free coat is essential for the health and happiness of your Maine Coon friend. In this video class, which is an hour long, red cats. You're such a brat. Oh my God. This video in its long form was a live presentation, and at the end of it there is a Q&A. Something that people did ask me for is how to clip nails, and I have actually included a little video at the end on how to clip nails easily. I will show you tips and tricks and techniques, tips and tricks and techniques, tips and tricks and techniques for removing knots and tangles from your Maine Coon's coat or any long hair cat's coat. The Maine Coon cat that you are looking for needs to have registration papers. Why? You might say, I don't need a cat with registration papers. Well, if you're paying money for a registered Maine Coon,
Yes, you do. It's almost kitten season, and I would prefer that you go into kitten season with as much knowledge in your pocket as possible. So we're going to focus on what exactly to look for in your next Maine Coon. And that's going to start with what a Maine Coon is anyway. So let's get into it. Here are 10 very simple characteristics to look for when you're looking for a Maine Coon cat. Number 1, first of all, it's important to remember that the Maine Coon was kind of brought up and genetically made itself known in a really harsh climate of the northeastern part of the United States, in Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, in that kind of area up near Canada, and developed specific genetic traits in order to protect itself. Number 2, they are big boned and have a very muscular body. Number 3, they have a broad chest. Number 4, they have a shaggy coat. It's not considered short or long, but a combination of that. They have a long flowing tail for balance. They have tufts on their ears and inside their ears. Their paws are large and well tufted. Do not cut that. You can never, ever, ever find a short-haired Maine Coon. It's just not possible. If you can find the cat in my video, I'll give you an extra thumbs up and an extra comment. Number 5, because they are a large and heavy-boned breed, they grow slowly and only reach their full growth and maturity in 4 to 5 years. Number 6, they are from the United States, folks. They are not from Russia. They are not from the Ukraine. There's no Maine Coon Russian breed. There's no Maine Coon Ukrainian breed. The main breed of the Maine Coon cat is an American breed. Number 7, they are the largest registered breed recognized today. Females can get up to 18 pounds. Males can get up to 25 pounds. There are extremes on both ends of that scale, but it is not normal to have a 30 or 40 pound Maine Coon cat. Just because they're larger does not make them a better Maine Coon. It just makes them more susceptible to hip problems and heart problems as they grow. Number 8, you can have either a polydactyl or a straightfoot Maine Coon. Both are within breed standard. Number 9, an amiable disposition is part of the breed standard, folks. They are really the golden retrievers of the cat world. And number 10, Maine Coons have a long DNA recorded history. You can do a genetic test on your cat and they will have very specific genetic markers for a Maine Coon cat. I know that this video is going to be packed with information and it can be broken really down into 3 videos, but honestly, I wanted to give you all this information at once because you really want to have all of this information in your pocket when you go kitten shopping. To sum it all up, I just want to say, don't be afraid to ask questions. And also make sure that the cats that the breeder is using is registered and that you're going to get registration papers. That's one really important thing. I mean, you're paying money for a purebred cat and you need to get those papers. Also, if you want a checklist of everything that I've talked about in this video so that you can take it with you, please feel free to email me and I will provide you with that checklist. Belle is coming to say hello to you. Here she is. Hi, Belle. Also, I am going to provide you with all the links below
that you can easily get in touch with any of the breed organizations that I've talked about, either CFA, TICA, or FIFE. And my next video will be about how to avoid scams. So it'll be all of the steps that you can go through to make sure that you are avoiding being scammed by a breeder. I have heard that that is something that is happening. And also I post every Wednesday and Friday, although in February I have a challenge that I am going to be posting one short to introduce you to all of my cats. Not that I have that many. One short every day throughout the month of February. So look for that because that'll be really fun. So we'll see you in our next video. Thanks for watching.